Well, I'm not doing much this morning. I'm just going to make my stew for the weekend. I'll make a pot big enough for 2 meals really. One will be for tonight and one will be for tomorrow, because I like everybody else, I like my stew the day after, but needs must. Okay, so I use sweet potato, or some sweet potato. I'll cut this first and I'll put this in the bottom of the pan because I like this turning into it turns into mush, which then becomes a thickener for the stew. Don't bother peeling it. Okay, that's enough there. Most of that will break down and become a thickener in the stew. Well, because of my lack of space, I'll have to do it bit by bit and show you. So, okay, there's your sweet potato. Just enough. There's enough in there. I've only used half a potato, as you can see. That's plenty. That's plenty for me. Okay, a bit of leek as well. What I'll do with this, I'll leave a couple of pieces whole. But I'll cut the rest up into quite small segments. Just leave 2 pieces whole. Bit of parsnip. And there is a reason I dice it all actually, because you can compact slightly more into the pan if you dice it, and when it's cooking it settles down into the spaces, so you actually get more volume in your pan. Okay, I think I can have a bit more leek in there. So, and I use all my leek, by the way. I use it from the white right up to the green. I don't waste anything if I can help it. Okay, next thing, some carrot. And again, I'll break the carrot down. This would turn to mush if you were reboiling it or keeping a stock pot with it in for a few days, but because it's only going to be for tonight and tomorrow, it won't break down. Put some on the floor for the dog, which I haven't got. Okay, a few big bits in. Okay, we've got an onion. I'll use half an onion. I'm using the red onion because there was no others available. So rather than not have any onion in it at all, I thought I'd just get a red onion. Make sure you get that hard few layers of onion off, because I find it actually that area actually cooks and goes harder, and it's just unchewable. Again, break it all down. If you can see that at the moment, looking nice. That's what, half an onion in there. That's more than adequate. And we've also got some swede. Now your swede breaks down as well, but same principle as before, because it's not going to be on the boil or on the stove for days on end. There's no need to. I don't peel anything, I leave the skin on it all. It's all got goodness in. And I've in the past on some of these stews I've actually put leaves, vegetable leaves in. I've used rocket, I've put rocket in. You get these packs like from Morrison's, Tesco's or wherever, salad sort of stuff, you know. And I chop some of the leaves up and put them in as well. It all adds to it. It gives it nice flavour. Again, cut this up in different sizes. Some will stay in the stew, visible. The smaller bits might probably break down. Okay, I will put a stock cube in there, which I shall get now. Okay, I just dropped that on the top, so that's coming on now. Now I've got plenty of room in there because it's going to settle. I've still got the meat to put in. I'm putting some pork in, pork cheek. I like pork cheek. It's cheap. It's a cheap cut of meat, but if you use it in stews, well, you can cook it till it's tender. It actually makes a really nice meal, and at the end of the day it's only pork, and if you like pork, you like pork cheek. Okay, I've got a bit more room there, so I shall put a bit more of the parsnip in, and to prevent accidents now, instead of slicing it across the width, I'll cut it down that way, and that saves me slicing my fingers. I've actually picked the wrong knife up there. I've used my meat knife then instead of my veg knife, but no worries, I won't be killing anybody. Okay, that's getting nice and full now. I might just put a little bit more of this on the top. Lovely. Okay, I don't usually put the meat in until it starts boiling, but for the sake of the video I will do. Okay. Nice pork, nice bits of cheek there. Nice cubes there. Now I am a meat eater, I like me meats, so I'll probably cut another one up and put two in. I won't put it in yet, I'm just cutting it. I'll leave it until my stew starts working, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that, because I'm going to put some water in, a small amount of water. I'm not going to cover the veg completely. In fact, I won't even cover half of it. I'll fill it half full of water. And what that'll do, I'll bring that to the boil, and once it comes to the boil, the food that isn't actually submerged in the water will be steam cooked, and that helps it settle in the pan and reduce in size in the pan. Now, another thing I'll do, once it starts boiling, I'll turn it down and I'll simmer it, and I won't simmer it any more than 10 minutes. I'll show you what I do in another part of the video. I'll have to turn this off when it's cooking, because you don't want to watch it boiling. And after 10 minutes I turn the pan off completely. Just leave it on the hot stove for another 10 minutes. So as the stove's cooling down, it's still putting some heat into the cooking. And then when I've done that, which I will show you on the video, that's probably 15 minutes worth of cooking, which actually for a stew, as you probably know, and you're probably saying, no, that's not long enough, it's going to be raw. It isn't, because after that 15 minutes I keep the lid on it, and I wrap it up in 3 or 4 towels, and then I stick that in the sink, because I'll be moving from here, so I'll be driving with that wrapped up in towels in the sink, and that I cook again until it cools down. Now I've made a stew before at 12 o'clock, and I drove, and at 6 o'clock it has still been warm enough to actually eat, so it retains its heat in the pan. Okay, right, I'm going to turn the videos off, and I'll turn them back on again when the stew's cooking. Okay, thank you. Okay, bubbling away quite nicely there now, so I'll turn her down and give her 10 minutes from now, well 10 to 12 minutes from now, and I'll turn it off, chuck the meat in. Shame you can't smell it because it smells good. Okay, it's been on 10 minutes now. Let's take the lid off, give it a little bit of a stir. I've got my door open behind me here. I only ever steam cook really, so I get used to having the windows and doors open. Okay, let's sprinkle the meat in. I'll stop cubing the meat. Should give me all the flavour I need. Sometimes if I make a mistake, or I'm using chicken or something like that, or I might put a bit of gravy browning in, or a bit of instant gravy as a thickener, and just to add a bit more flavour. But that's fine, that is. That looks good as well. Okay, so give it the other 2 minutes now with the stove on, then I'll turn it off, and I can assure you from 6 o'clock tonight that will be gorgeous. Another thing about doing it that way is saving a lot of gas. Why leave that cooking for an hour? There's no need to. Something I always do as well, I'll use some lemon juice on my chopping board, or on my preparing board. Do it every time, doesn't matter if I'm just doing vegetable or anything. If I use the board, I give it a quick wipe over with lemon juice. Okay, stew's more than ready now. It's been on the pot, it's ready for wrapping up. I've got 3 tea towels here. Put the biggest one at the bottom, and then whatever else I've got. If they're all the same size, it doesn't matter one bit, does it really? Okay, put your stew in. Or put your pot on, I should say. Get one corner. Tie it over there to one side of the handle, or one side of the handle on the top, and then get your other one, tie that onto the other side of the handle, so it's now quite stable. Notice I've just turned it round, so what that allows me to do is put the other knot the other side of the handle, and same with that one. Okay, and now this one, because it's the longer one, you can put this knot on top of the handle, and same with that one. That's it. And all I'm going to do with that is leave it in the sink, because if I drive, obviously I want it in the sink anyway, because I've got nowhere else to place it. And if there is a spillage, it's confined, the mess is confined to the sink. But when I put this in the sink, I also put my kettle in the sink, and I also put my my little humidifier in the sink as well, so they all hold each other stable, because the humidifier has liquid in, the kettle has liquid in, and obviously this pot will have liquid in, and it keeps it all stable and upright. I'll leave that now until my tea. We're actually quite early today. It's only 10 o'clock now, but if I wanted an early lunch, I can eat this straight out of here anywhere between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and it'll still be warm enough without having to reheat. Okay, thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Try it, it's lovely stew.